Mainly quiet as we head through the night. Low temperatures not falling as far as we've seen in previous nights. So it'll be near 60 to the southeast and near 50, though, out toward Rapid City. We'll split the difference in between. Then a mainly dry day for your Wednesday. Another warm day to the south and east as we get into the mid to and times upper 80s, but a few 70s do start to pop up out to the west. We'll talk about that. Plus, we'll go through the opportunity for rain we're watching to kick off the fall season coming up in a little bit. But until then, First at 4 starts right now.
Live from KELOLAND Media Group, KELOLAND News First at 4.
City and law enforcement leaders are reporting an increase in suicides in Sioux Falls. What message the mayor is sending to people who are struggling.
Plus, we hear from a car dealership in Iowa about inventory concerns during the UAW strike. And more electric vehicles are starting to show up on the road. We'll take you to a local expo showcasing the different models available. Good afternoon, and thanks for tuning in to First at 4. I'm Don Jorgensen. And I'm Kelly Volk. Crime remains low in Sioux Falls. That was the message from Mayor Paul Tenhaken as law enforcement released the latest crime statistics. Sioux Falls police say there has been an increase in aggravated assaults, but domestic assaults are down from a year ago.
The mayor attributes that to organizations that help women in abusive relationships. He also addressed what appears to be a rise in suicides in Sioux Falls. Last year, there were 15 people who died by suicide. This year, the city already has reported 26.
I just want to remind the community that, there's a lot of resources out there on this. 988 is a number that's been in the community now for about 2 years, a year and a half. You can call that number if you're having suicidal ideation, suicidal thoughts, mental health challenges, and you can get connected to the right resources.
The mayor says when comparing our city with similar-sized areas, Sioux Falls is doing very well when it comes to crime. We'll take a closer look at the numbers and the trends on KELOLAND News at 5. One person is dead after a car crashed into a deer along I-90 near Sioux Falls. The crash happened about 9 last night. The Highway Patrol says the vehicle swerved to avoid the deer, but it still hit the animal. The driver lost control and was thrown from the car as it rolled into the ditch. The driver died at the scene.
The Minnehaha County Sheriff's Office is searching for a man wanted on a charge of domestic assault. Court papers say 19-year-old Jaden Davis choked a woman at a Sioux Falls home back in June. Investigators also say that Davis tried to prevent the victim from leaving and took her phone away when she called 911. If you know where Davis is, you're asked to call the Minnehaha County Sheriff's Office.
Let's get a first check of your weather now. It's feeling right like summer out there, Adam.
Yeah, you wouldn't know that fall is just a couple of days away from officially taking over, actually very early Saturday morning. It has very much felt like we're back in the middle of July with temperatures in the 80s and 90s in many locations. But don't get used to that. We are getting a reminder of what's to come sooner rather than later. We'll start out at Lake Madison. If you didn't know that it was the middle of September, this would look like a typical midsummer scene along the water. 86 south wind at 10 miles per hour with just some fair weather clouds above. Meanwhile, Great Bear, 87 south wind at 13 miles per hour. At least it hasn't been a humid day. Warm, if not outright hot, yes, but could always be worse. 93 right now in Huron, 91 Chamberlain and Pierre, 90 for Aberdeen as well as Ortonville, Phillip, and Valentine. But you look out west, 69 degrees in Custer, 78 for Rapid City, 75 Spearfish, even to a lesser extent 80 up in Buffalo. And there is a little bit of a sign of what's starting to try and nudge its way in, at least out to the west, where we are a bit cooler compared to yesterday, especially along the Wyoming and Montana borders. But to counteract that, northeastern Keloland, anywhere from 8 to 13 degrees warmer in many locations compared to the same point on Monday. Beyond that, we haven't really had much, if anything, to go on. A very little isolated cell just on the south side of Rapid City making its presence known. That's being terrain driven. Beyond that, there isn't anything really to go on in terms of active weather, but that is expected to change as we head toward Wednesday and into Thursday for that matter. So you will want to keep that in mind. Also Friday, we're going to be keeping an eye on for an elevated potential for some strong to at times severe thunderstorms. A little more detail on that, and we'll go through the rest of your 7-day forecast as well, all as we head through the hour.
Okay, thanks a lot, Adam. Well, all kinds of electric vehicles are now on display at the WH Line Fairgrounds in Sioux Falls, and that is where we find KELOLAND's Dan Santella, who has the details of tonight's EV Expo. Dan?
Hey, Don, it's called the Sioux Falls Area EV Expo. Started at 4 o'clock this afternoon under beautiful, sunny, unseasonably warm skies at the WH Line Fairgrounds. It's going to last for 3 hours till 7 o'clock tonight. This is due east of the fairgrounds grandstands here. And here's what they have in store if you want to come out. 5 different dealers are offering the chance for people to take a test drive in an electric vehicle. You just need to bring, of course, a valid driver's license and be able to do that. 5 different dealers offering that. And, of course, if maybe a test drive doesn't catch your fancy, there's a lot of different owners going to be here on hand with their electric vehicles as sort of a showcase. We have 5 different sponsors: Southeastern Electric, Sioux Valley Energy, XL Energy, and East River Electric, along with the city of Sioux Falls. So it's the Sioux Falls Area EV Expo. Just started. If you'd like to come on by, there's plenty of time. It's going to last until 7 o'clock tonight, and it looks like the weather's cooperating here in West Sioux Falls. Reporting live, Dan Santella, KELOLAND News.
Thanks, Dan. The United Auto Workers president threatened the big 3 automakers with further strikes starting Friday if the companies don't make serious progress on negotiating a contract. UAW began its strike against Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis last Friday. The union is demanding higher wages, shorter work weeks, and better retirement benefits, including restored pensions for new hires. Profits at the 3 automakers collectively increased by about 92% in the last decade. CEO pay rose by about 40% in the same period. The Biden administration has backed the strike, with the president calling on the companies to increase their offers.
Well, dealerships across the country are looking into how the United Auto Workers strike could impact their vehicle inventories. Many were finally rebounding after the pandemic, but so far they aren't too concerned about the strike.
As far as the strike, right now it has not affected us. Eventually it will affect us. First noticeable in parts supply. For our parts department and repair shop, and then eventually it will affect new cars as far as production.
According to the Anderson Economic Group's estimates, if all UAW workers at Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis strike for 10 days, it would cost the U.S. economy $5 billion. Coming up after the break, the